Alrighty, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. Today we are talking about what is blocking your twin flame runner from union. So if you guys have ever felt like, why are they not doing the work? What is going on for them? Why have I not heard from them? And you're just feeling, this message is actually probably finding you at a place where you're feeling like, okay, literally, what is the twin flame runner doing? What are they doing? And if you're wondering that, watch this video. All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you don't already know, my name is Serena. I am one half of Life After Union, a twin flame pair in union. We make videos about spirituality, spiritual ascension, and of course, twin flames and conscious relationships. So if you'd like to go ahead and follow us on our journey, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with somebody you love. And before we get into the video today, if you are looking for more support on your twin flame journey, I have an incredible offer for you. This is a 6-month group program called our Twin Flame Path to Awakening. This program is about 8 people on the twin flame journey who are aligned in your same journey, that are going through the same lessons, same principles, same healing methods, and we dive so deep. All of our beta testers that beta tested this program for us has, one, helped it make a program that you are going to literally find the most transformational. I'm guaranteeing like the most transformational program for twin flames that probably even exists out there today. I know that's a big thing to say, but I've literally put my heart and soul into this, and our beta testers have put literally their heart and souls into it to help you so that you can experience a program that is just literally out of this world. So if you'd like to join a program where you are using your group intention to elevate and catalyze your twin flame journey with other twins who are going through the same thing, plus obviously experienced mentors, James and myself, who are helping you move through these things, helping you look inward every step of the way, find your own voice, your own answers, and become empowered, you can sign up down below. We have our group that is launching in April 2025. We are super excited to be making some changes to this group, which is going to be expanded healing of wounds and blocks. It's going to be 6 months long rather than the 4 months that we were doing for the beta testers. And there is more personal one-on-one sessions throughout the entire course. So you get not only the group sessions, but you also get individualized approaches to what you are actually experiencing in your twin flame relationship. So if you're ready to make 2025 your year of twin flame union, sign up down below. We'll work through it together. And today we are talking about what blocks are blocking your twin flame runner from union. So this is something that I think a lot of chasers want to know, because we want to get inside the head of the twin flame runner. We want to know what's going on for them, what's coming up. How can we support them? How can we honor our own energy? What can we do? And if you've ever had this come up where you have this amazing divine connection, this person that you've met, and they literally light up everything within you, only to have that ripped out of your hands, either by the universe or by the runner themselves, it's incredibly painful. It's incredibly painful. It's incredibly challenging and difficult to manage. And we oftentimes are left with nothing. So ghosting is super huge in the twin flame dynamic. Just literally blocking them and having no contact at all. And so that's leaving the chaser wondering what the heck is going on. What did I do? What are they moving through? What's going on? So in this video, we're going to be talking all about all of that, what's coming up. And the first thing that's going to be coming up for your twin flame runner in terms of what's blocking them towards union is that they don't feel worthy of it. They don't feel worthy of receiving. So at this point, they likely have had some sort of something, either something in their childhood or a relationship prior, where they feel like they had to sacrifice themselves. And so they don't feel worthy of this type of a relationship. That's why they keep running, because they think that you can't possibly be everything that they've dreamed of, right? Or if you are, something terrible is going to happen and end it, right? And this has a lot to do with the disillusionment that happens when we're children and we see our parents as superheroes, and then something happens and a trauma happens or a wound happens, and like our earth is shattered by realizing that our parents aren't perfect. And so we have this illusion of what we think, that perfect relationship is. And it was taken from us as children because we realized our parents are also human. And so the same thing, we have the same fear of not being worthy of that relationship with our twin flame, because we fear that that's just going to be snatched from us, right? And so that leads us into also what the runner is usually experiencing during separation, and what's really blocking them towards moving into union is a giant fear of rejection and a giant fear of abandonment. And it can be either, it can be both. It just depends on the person. So you'll know probably when you watch this, based on what I'm talking about, which one your twin flame is. But essentially, the runner can run a lot of times because they're afraid you're going to reject them first, or they're afraid you're going to abandon them first. So they learned at a young age to run away from these things, to just be self-sufficient, to not let anybody in, to just become almost an island unto themselves. And what their heart and their soul and their evolution truly desires is to connect with you and to connect with their twin flame on a deep and personal, vulnerable level. But you know what that brings to the surface? All these rejection and abandonment wounds. So the thing that you have to keep in mind is that these are coming up for them strong. Because when you see something you love and you desire with all of your being, the biggest fear you could ever face is that being taken away from you. So the runner has to work on being self-sufficient first, so that they realize, okay, if this person doesn't stay, if this person rejects me, if this person doesn't love me for who I truly am, I'm still going to be okay. And the chaser's also working through that exact thing based on what the runner is doing, right? So the runner's running and making this come up for the chaser, and it's also coming up for the runner. Their big fears of being rejected and being abandoned are being played out for them, either in physical reality or just emotionally and energetically. And it's why when the two of you come together, there tends to be big eruptions, or there tends to be somebody that just walks out the door. It tends to be that, someone just says bye without any explanation, is because it's too painful, it's too scary. Sometimes to even have the communication would require us to be aware of something that we are too afraid to be aware of, right? Because once we bring voice to something, it makes it real. So when the runner's running and they're ghosting and they're not saying anything, they're not communicating with you, it's because there's a subconscious part of them that wants to stay hidden, right? Those fears want to stay hidden, because if they're hidden, they can still control the narrative behind the scenes, right? It's like a puppet. When we don't have things up in our subconscious or in our conscious mind, it is subconsciously running the show. This is why we're attracted to certain people. We're attracted usually not because of our conscious mind, it's because of our subconscious mind. And so the same thing is happening here with the runners. They have to come to terms and bring light, bring awareness to their fears in order to get to union. Now, the third thing is that they don't trust themselves or the universe. Okay, so along with fear, this ties really heavily into fear, because the opposite of fear and anxiety is trust. And so maybe they learned at some point that they can't trust themselves. For myself personally, I was in a karmic relationship before meeting my twin flame. And because I experienced so much pain in that relationship, I started to not trust myself, because I sacrificed myself so many times. I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't listen to my inner child, my inner self. I abandoned myself more often than not. And because I did all of that to myself, I lost trust with myself. And so during separation, as the runner, I was the twin flame runner, I had to rebuild that trust with myself. I had to start showing up consistently. I had to say yes when I meant yes. I needed to say no when I meant no. And I needed to follow through with myself, because I had completely destroyed my relationship with my inner child and my relationship with my higher self and my intuition. And it's something I'm still very sad about. I'm still sad that I allowed myself to go through that. And in this relationship, I needed to learn to re-trust myself, to bring, harmony back within myself. And so one of the things that I started doing was showing up consistently for myself, whether I wanted to or not. And that allowed me to start creating a foundation of trust within myself. And so your runner might also have the same thing. And, again, going back to the trust within the universe, when bad things happen to us, we oftentimes ask, like, why would the universe want to punish us? Or why would God want to make us feel this way? Or why would we go through this kind of a lesson? Like, what is the reason? And so we stop trusting the universe at large, right? And as above, so below, the universe is just a reflection of us. So if we don't trust ourselves, we also aren't going to trust the universe. You can't trust the universe and not trust yourself. And you can't trust yourself and not trust the universe. They go hand in hand because they're just reflections, right? We're a reflection of the universe. The universe is a reflection of us. So building this trust back starts with yourself, right? And so the runner is really working on this in separation, really working on building their trust within themselves and within the universe. And the fear that they contain over not trusting is a fear of being hurt, right? Again, it kind of falls back into that fear of abandonment and rejection. It's just a fear of being hurt. And so during the running phase, or during separation phase with the runner, they're moving through these things and bringing awareness to them. So these are kind of the big three things that the runner is likely experiencing that is keeping them from going into union. So if you're the chaser, let me know down below, what is it that you're working through? What do you think that your runner is experiencing? Do these things resonate, basically? And let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. But I'm very much looking forward to chatting with you, growing with you, sharing with you. If you're interested in joining us in April 2025 for our group Twinflame experience, please sign up. It's going to be absolutely the most transformational 2025 ever. I can already feel it. So yeah, get your applications in now. There's only 8 spots available, so definitely sign up now. And we will see you on the inside. Thank you so much for being here today. Big love, Serena.